Let's take the next few minutes to talk about the psychology of shooting. I call them the 3 C's. The first is conceptualization or image shooting. Now let me ask you a question. What do you think about when I say the word elephant? Or maybe if I say this word, giraffe. Do you have an image in your mind of that elephant and of that giraffe? Well, if you're like most people, you do, because I did. And I'm sure you did also. Now, that's what we're talking about today, is image shooting. This is the first part. When I was a little kid, let me give you an example. When I was just a little kid, my dad came to me in the gym one day and he said, "Pete, I don't like the way you're shooting. You're not shooting too good." And I said, "Well, I'm trying to." He says, "But you really need to do something." I said, "What's that?" He said, "I want you to think of a little man." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, take this little man and picture him in your mind. And this little man, he does all your shooting when you're not shooting. And he shoots and he shoots and he shoots. And everything he does, he never misses. Your little man never misses. I want you to put that into your head. This little man never misses. Now, when you shoot, you'll never miss either." So I took that as a 7- and 8-year-old, and I began thinking about that all day long. And that's one of the aspects of getting that image into your mind. You want to see the ball released and into the hoop before you ever shoot it. That's called image shooting. Now, you create your own image in your mind, but be sure to do this, that when you release the ball, make sure you see it going through the hoop. Now, the second part, of course, is concentration. Let me give you another example. I remember when I was a kid, again, my dad knew that the basketball was an extension of my hand. Everywhere I went, I took the basketball. One of the places that I took the basketball was to bed with me. You know, many kids today, they either take a teddy bear, they take a stuffed animal, or they take a baby doll, or they take something like that when you're a small kid to bed with you. But I took a basketball. The reason I took a basketball is because I wanted it near me. I wanted it next to me. I was what you might call a basketball android. I was robotized into playing the game of basketball. But I would lay flat on the bed right before I went to sleep, and I would start shooting up in the air. And I would say 3 things. I would say finger pad control, backspin, follow through. Finger pad control, backspin, follow through. I might do this for 30 or 45 minutes a night. The reason is I was trying to get a mindset. I was trying to disciplining my mind, because see, concentration is disciplining your mind and your body to shoot. And this was what I was trying to do, even when I was laying in bed. So, when I was lying in bed and I was shooting like this up in the air, I was concentrating. I was concentrating. I was concentrating on those 3 details on aspects of shooting a basketball. The third C is confidence. Now, how do you build your confidence? One of the ways I used to build my confidence was when I was shooting the basketball. If I was missing a great deal when I was practicing by myself, say I shot 3 or 4 or 5 shots and maybe only made 1, what I would do is get the basketball, I'd come back under the basket, and I'd start shooting layups. Say I was 1 for 5. I'd shoot a layup, that'd make me 2 for 6. I would shoot a layup, that'd make me 3 for 7. I would shoot a layup, that would make me 4 for 8. I would shoot a layup, that'd make me 5 for 9. I was over 50%. And then I would go back out and I'd begin shooting again my regular shots. But I wanted to keep myself over 50% when I practiced, because it would build greater confidence in me. You see, the key to greater confidence is never letting yourself be discouraged, especially when you shoot the basketball. If you're a good shooter, if you've got all the mechanics, if you've got the right habits when you shoot the basketball, then you're going to be a shooter. Not only will you be a shooter, but you also will be a scorer. So the most important thing is, again, is to remember, don't be discouraged. But if you miss a few, keep shooting. And if your coach knows the talent that you have, then he will ask you to keep shooting, because you can't become a better shooter unless you keep shooting.